Hello everyone, this is Christian Gamer 101 and I wanted to talk a little bit about what I've been doing this past month or two. I've actually been working on my own game. The that's not the reason I haven't been doing Let's Plays though. I mean, I have been spending time on this, but I still could have been doing at least Let's Plays with Fraps, but I haven't. I just haven't really been motivated. But I thought I should do something on my channel, so I figured I'd just explain a little bit about my new game I'm making and what it does, how it's going to work. Now, it might be kind of unimpressive because there really isn't much I've done at all on it. Like, I don't even have a title yet. I don't even know what it's going to be called. So I have a blank space up here because I don't know what I'm going to put up there. And this FPS counter is stuck at 120 only because Fraps is recording. Normally this is going on in like 2,000, 3,000 frames per second on this screen. On this screen it's normally like 600, 700 because all these fonts. But anyway, this will be like the character select screen where you choose your class. Let's say I want it to be a warrior. And here's his skills. You know, he has like 8 passive skills, and the rest is like activated abilities, activated skills during a battle. And down here is his statistics like strength, dexterity, intellect, knowledge. Endurance is directly tied to HP. For each point of endurance you have, you get 4 HP. For each point of ability you have, you get 2 SP. And down here you type in your name. Let's say I don't want to be player, I want to be Smoke. Excuse me. Done. Smoke the Warriors is correct. Actually, no, because I want to talk about these lock classes. Basically, let's say you play through the game with a warrior, then you play through with a priest, you'll unlock the paladin class. And let's say you play through with all 4, and you'll unlock every single hybrid class in the game here. And I thought that'll add some incentive to it for a player to want to replay the game, give the game some lasting value. Anyway, now let's move on. What do you want to do? I know that's kind of stupid. Kind of simple and stupid, but hey, I'm planning on this game being simple. I'm planning on being a retro style too, so it's not going to be all fancy graphics and all of that. I'm not interested in all of that. This is my first game, my first serious game that I'm ever thinking of making. Any games I've done in the past hasn't had graphics. It's always been text-based games. This is my first foray into an actual game with graphics, so this is a lot of work for me. And this is all done in DirectX 11, in case you're wondering. I had to put in my own font system, I had to put in my own text box engine, and you can call it an engine. It is an engine. It's like I am having to make my own engine from scratch, and it's been kind of fun, because I've been learning a lot. I learned a lot of what it takes to get fonts on the screen, and basically fonts are basically sprites. In case you don't know, it's basically just putting sprites on the screen, but there's very efficient ways of doing it. And using strings, and I'm doing this in C++ in DirectX 11 and in Microsoft Visual Studio 2010. And so this, what do you want to do, is really a string in C++, and it goes through a function that just draws that on the screen using whatever font I have in the game. But anyway, it's not that important how it works. What's more important is what the game's going to do. And I used to have none of these does anything except exit game. Exit game exits the game, but that's why I said this might be kind of unimpressive, because this is all there is so far. But like I said, a lot of work's been going on just to get the fonts up and running. So I've been doing a lot anyway. And I had here to where this said shop, and you click on it, and then you go onto a shop screen where you buy items and things like that. Items that are fixed already into the game. So I was literally having to sit there and write on paper different ideas for items. Like I would have literally to have the vision I wanted, I would have literally had to come up with thousands of different items, and I said I can't do that. It's too daunting. I wouldn't be able to handle it. I would end up quitting. So I decided to put in an item creation thing in the game, to where, just bear with me, this is what it would be like. You'll click on item creation, okay? Then up here it would say like item creation, and over here it would say like you'd have a little box where you choose what kind of item you want to make. Let's say you want to make a sword. You go ahead and you pick sword, and then you come over here and it'll have the name of your item. So you put whatever name you want. You could put sword of ravaging strikes, or quick sword of death. I don't know what you want to name your sword. Whatever you want to name your sword. Be creative. And then over here it'll be like attack damage, where you choose how much damage you want your sword to have. But the catch is, you can't just make the super powerful sword and get it. There'll be limits. Excuse me, and it'll be based on a goal cap, and that goal cap will be based on what tier you are in the game, and what tier you are in the game is based on how much you progress through the game. Basically, this is going to be like a 2D kind of arena RPG. You're not going to be roaming the world. When you go to fight, you're going to go straight into a battle after a screen where you choose everything you want to bring into the battle. But anyway, I'll talk about that in a little bit. Um, Basically, let's say you'll fight 30 common enemies, then you'll fight a boss monster, and that'll be tier 1. Then you move on to tier 2, where you fight another 30 common enemies and then another boss monster. Then you move up another tier. So, how much gold you can spend on an item will be based on what tier you're on. Let's say you're in tier 1, you can only have up a weapon up to that costs 1,000 gold. So let's say you made your sword of quick strikes or whatever you want to name it, and you let's say you brought the damage up to 20. Then all of a sudden your gold cap, your gold is at 1,000, and you reach the cap. You can't add anything else to it. You can't add any stats to it. You can't add any. Give me 2 strength. Give me 4 ability. Give me some endurance. Give me some HP. You can't even do that. So it's like, well, maybe I don't want that. Maybe I want to add something. So you go ahead and bring it down to 15. Now you freed up some space in your gold to add other things to it to make it more interesting. Maybe fill in those gaps in your strategy. Maybe you need to add things. Maybe you need more armor. Maybe you need to have a sword that gives you defense because you don't have much defense at all. Or maybe you just want to be decked out on defense. Maybe you want to have a warrior that just has a ton of defense. If you wanted to do that, you could. You can make a sword that gives you a ton of defense. But anyway, you see the point. Also, I wanted to have it to where, like, I'd have a special ability for the weapons. Like, down here you might have a box that says choose a percentage. Like, you can click 10%, and the higher you make that percent, the higher your goal goes up to that cap. And you could choose what type of special ability, like poison or blindness, or you catching on what I'm saying? Like 10% chance to inflict poison. Then you have like another box for how many rounds that will last. Let's say 2, 3, 4 rounds. And of course, the higher you make that round, the higher your goal goes towards that cap. But I think you get what I'm trying to say. That's the way the item creation will work, and it'll be the same with the armor and the accessories. Now on to the combat. Basically, the way I have it planned is you can only bring 4 skills into the combat, kind of like Pokemon, but don't compare it to Pokemon, please don't. Let's say you have dual wield and you have sword mastery, and you wanna have 2 swords and you wanna be masters with those swords. So you bring in 2 of those passive skills into your combat. And let's say you wanted to bring in 2 activated abilities that allow you that work well with dual wield. You could do that. So you would want to bring, before the battle, you'll see what monster you're fighting. You'll get a general idea of what he does. So you may change up what skills you're bringing to a battle depending on what monster you're fighting. So that brings in some strategy, and I thought forcing that strategy on the player is a good thing. It forces the player to think critically, and to just really be wise about what decisions he makes and how he customizes his character. And also you can only have a certain amount of items at a time. For one player, he can't have more than 3 weapons at a time, is what I decided. And when you go into a battle, you can only bring 1 of those 3 weapons with you. So before the battle, you have to choose what weapon you want to bring, what piece of armor you want to bring, what accessories you want to bring. And I was thinking maybe you could bring 2 accessories into a battle, so you can have up to 5 accessories on your player at one time. When you want to buy a new weapon and you don't have any space, you'll have to remove one. And I'm not really interested in selling items to get money back. I'm really not. I don't think it's necessary. I know some people might not like that, but I don't know. There's just something about buying something that costs 10,000 and getting 5,000 back so easily by selling it. I want players to really think hard about what weapons and items they pick, and you'll get enough gold. You'll get enough everything you need to customize the character the way you want. That's what I have planned. But anyway, maybe I will decide to where you can sell your items rather than just removing them if you want to replace an item. I don't know yet. We'll see. But anyway, that's basically what I have so far, and I hope that gives you a good general idea of the way the game will work. Oh, also I wanted to talk about, I guess, how the actual combat screen will look. I was thinking kind of like a Dragon Quest style thing going here, it'll be in 2D, and it'll be kind of like something out of Dragon Quest, where like the monster sprite is right in front of the screen and you're down here, but you don't see you, but you have like a little menu, what skills you want to use. Do you want to just do a regular attack? You want to use a skill? Things like that. We'll But I'm not planning on having just a static sprite sitting there doing nothing. I am planning on having some animation going on there, but not much. Just enough to where it looks halfway decent, and it's going to be a simple game on purpose. It's going to look retro. I mean, this is my first game ever. I can't do what you see these professionals do, uh, so that shouldn't be expected from me. But I'm hoping to where it'll look really nice, and maybe one day I'll get it polished up really nice in a couple of years to the point where maybe someone, people might want to buy it on Steam or something. I don't know. That's my dream. We'll see. But anyway, next time I have a video, I may just have more of this game to show you, or I may just have another Let's Play. We'll see what happens. But anyway, I'll see you next time. Goodbye.